Hello everyone, my name is Kita and today we're going to be playing I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. So last we left up, we have our adult portraits now. Um Found out Sim is actually alive, which is great. And yeah. That's where we are. I don't think anybody needed me. Just have some things to give out, I think. What's up? Nami is camped out in the lounge, their heliopad screen out before them like a drawing table. Oops, sorry guys. In another screen, there's a collection of photos of a manicore. Nami looks between the two screens, their brow furrowed in concentration as they scribble directly onto the screen with a stylus. What are you doing? Well, Nami replies thoughtfully, I wanted to write an illustrated story about aliens, like in Turbo Girl Hyperjet Transform, except using the Xenos here on Vertumna. Like manicores and faceless and stuff. But they can talk, and instead of attacking the colony, they help people instead. That sounds cool. Thanks, Nami chirps, scribbling happily at their drawing. I got the idea from the second Turbo Girl Hyperjet OVA, you know? The one where the Medusa demons show up and the aliens and the Turbo Girls have to band together to defeat their common enemy. I remember that part. Nami looks at you with a start. Oh! He exclaims. That reminds me, so I'm trying to brush up on my Xeno anatomy, and I'm totally fine with writing, but... They blow out a big breath, ruffling their bangs. I kinda haven't been here long enough to make sure it feels right, you know? To make it go pop. And I want to make sure I'm being, you know, sensitive about stuff I don't know a lot about. So I was wondering, could you help me with some of the world building? Hell yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to. You spend an enjoyable afternoon helping Nami with their story. When you're done, they give you a big hug and thank you profusely for your help. You feel really proud of what you're accomplished. Yeah, I'm trying, but it's really hard because they're, you know, starting so late, and I'm only now just realizing, oh no, they're nice and I like them, kind of. Rex is chatting with one of the young soldiers from the Helio, smiling wolfishly down at her with his hands braced above her head as she giggles. Oh, that's cute. When she sees you coming, her smile drops and she beats a hasty retreat, avoiding your gaze. Rex turns, his confusion melting away to delight when he sees you. What? Hey, Kita! He exclaims, some of the Helios are weird about being seen with me. He continues unbothered. She'll be back. Rex, I don't think that's someone you should be hanging out with. If they don't, you know, like you when other people are around, it's not okay. Relax in the park. Cal likes to spend the evenings outside in the garden with you. It stays warm for a long time out here. Even after the last sun sets, it's so different from the constant temperature of the stratospheric. Living aboard a spaceship felt like nothing. You never thought about the temperature or humidity at all. But the weather is always changing here, always a little warm and humid, even in quiet. I also like all of those cards, so no thanks. I don't think I got a relationship with Cal that time, which is weird. I will make sure there's no more events in the outdoors areas. Also, we have to hunt in the swamps yet as well, so we might try that out. Maybe we'll see a different side of Vace that actually makes me like him, but I really doubt it. 3 animals, 2 combat, plus 1 friendship with Vace. Ooh, new boss event? Excuse me. Boss event. What's a boss event? We're gonna find out. Oh, Sim has more to say? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, Sim. Alright. Sim materializes out of the forest before you. Kita, he says gravely, forgive my directness, but you must come with me now. He places his hand on your shoulder. Please trust me when I say I have done my best to argue on behalf of your kind. I hope only for the continued survival of humanity. Ominous. He crouches down to slide into a hidden opening under the root of a tree. You follow, feeling strangely as if you're crawling into the belly of some animal. So Diz and I have been here. You emerge into a cave filled with the hum of strange machinery. A bank of ancient-looking control panels and a crystal tank of glowing liquid seem almost to have grown out of a natural rock. Mineral deposits from moisture trickling down the walls have reclaimed some of them. Sim leads you to a console. This is the array, he says, pressing what seems to be buttons. As I've explained, this body I wear is only a vessel. My consciousness, the person I am, is stored in the array. I return to it regularly, storing my body in the regeneration tank while I back up what I've learned that day into the array. Oh, interesting. Physical forms are prone to injury and death, Sim says quietly. It is temporary, but highly unpleasant. Therefore, the Overseer prefers to remain in the array. Sim directs you to the two weirdly fungal growths. Please take hold of these interface handles. You cautiously touch the handles and say, so the Overseer is a computer? The word software would be more accurate. A strange presence speaks in your head. Play it cool. You can feel the Overseer pause, then a sensation in your mind that reminds you of someone clearing their throat. I am the Overseer, the voice continues. I speak for the gardeners. We will now show you what we are. Oh my god, I'm ready. So, software is the Overseer. I'm ready. Show me. You have the oddest feeling of memories being inserted into your mind. First a trickle, then a flood. A civilization called the Convergent Domain once existed on this planet over 20,000 years ago. In your mind, you see their dominion stretched from pole to pole, their farms and solar arrays glittering on the surface as their massive cities tunneled below. I already know about the domain. We are aware of that, the Overseer replies, its voice dry in your mind. We know almost everything that happens on this planet. The Convergent Domain created the gardeners as their ecological control system. A vast network of artificial intelligences stored deep underground in a digital array. Self-propagating control towers and cloning stations were seeded, allowing a gardener program to take biological form. So Sim's an AI? Downloading a copy of his consciousness into a host body created to suit the task at hand. You think of Sim, his body created to suit the task of befriending you? Under the direction of the Convergent Domain, the gardeners controlled the weather, the acidity of the soil, the cultivated species in their farms, and the rapidly shrinking wild areas of the planet. The Overseer doesn't quite sigh, but you get the impression it would. Over time, the Domain nearly destroyed this planet. There were too many of them? Correct, the Overseer responds. They could not stop multiplying, with a pride and compulsion that can only come from evolutionary drive. They paved the planet's surface with solar panels to run their massive underground cities. There were millions of them, then billions, tens of billions, too many for the planet to sustain. The last directive the gardeners were given by the Domain was to repair the planet's destroyed ecosystem, the Overseer says solemnly. The gardeners tried, but it was too late. When the crops failed and the atmosphere became too thick for sunlight to pierce, the Convergent Domain perished by the billions. The last survivors took to the sky in colony ships and never returned. Sounds like Earth. You try to imagine a tragedy on this scale, but it's just too enormous, too abstract to wrap your head around. The Overseer continues relentlessly, new thoughts flooding into your mind. Over the millennia, the gardeners took their tasks seriously. It takes little effort to render a planet inhospitable, but significant dedication to restore it. Very true. Under the guidance of the gardeners and the final directive of the Convergent Domain, nature at last reclaimed the barren planet. The garden existed in perfect balance, and now, your species has invaded it. Well, we had nowhere else to go. Your kind had the option to stay where they were. The Overseer replies, the tone of its thoughts darkening. Do you think we have empathy for the Convergent Domain who fled on colony ships, the ones who selfishly refused to give their bodies back to the planet they destroyed with their pride? You chose to come here, the Overseer continues, and you continue to stay here. You could instead choose to die. You shudder involuntarily. Some Vertumnan species have a technique of future sight, which the gardeners harness to catch glimpses into the web of timelines. We see that you possess this technique too, alone in your kind. We have foreseen that humans pose a great danger to this planet. You are a monoculture and invasive species. You throw our hard-won balance in disarray. Since arriving, you have shown nothing but a willingness to consume the planet's resources and replace them with more humans. We have as much right to live as anything. Your mind fills with images of species rising and going extinct over thousands of years. Animals with their short lives are ignorant creatures. They care only for survival and for the survival of their children. They have no concept of a legacy that spans the lifetime of a planet. They cannot be blamed, for living is their only purpose. But humans are animals with the power of gods. You consume recklessly, and your ceaseless fear of death fouls your every action. You shape the planet, you bend nature to your will, thinking only of yourselves. This is a power no animal should have. Most gardeners would prefer to stamp you humans out like encroaching weeds, the Overseer says without malice. No, that's malice. Instead, we have tried using ecologically compliant organic methods. We are impressed at your tenacity to withstand these eradication procedures. You're what's sending things to try and kill us during Glow. The yearly attacks, the famine, the pollen. The pollen, too! Not random natural occurrences at all, but Gardner's tactics to encourage the eradication of pests. But symbiosis speaks in defense of your kind, the Overseer continues, and took effort to convince us that you were sentient and capable of communication. Yes! We have language! You present us with a quandary. You come from the stars, refugees of a catastrophe of your own design, one that you are intent to recreate here on a planet which still bears the scars of the last time it was used carelessly. So, we ask, what are we to do with you? Screw you, we'll do what we want. Yeah, let's just say that. I don't think you're right to destroy it. I do believe we can definitely change and do the right thing. Humans can change, help us. So we teach your kind to be stewards of nature, the Overseer replies. Perhaps your children take up the mantle as well, and their children. But soon you are dead, as are your children's children. Generations pass. No one alive remembers the time the gardeners came to the humans and taught them the proper ways to live. And now there are too many of you to teach, and your behavior too entrenched. What then? Genocide? You have no answer. Wow. There is silence in your head, and you hear only the sound of water trickling down the cave walls and the gentle hum of the machines. Eventually, the Overseer speaks in your mind one last time. For now, you may leave freely. We will consider this quandary, and we will be monitoring you and other humans. You feel a strange pull at your consciousness as you remove your hands from the interface. There you have it, Sim murmurs. That is my boss. Your boss needs to get out more. Sim huffs like he's afraid to laugh. He walks over and runs his hands over the console. And now you know how to connect to the array, he says quietly. But you should not come here unless I am with you. Sim takes your hands and looks at you solemnly. When you interface with the array, you hold everything we are in your hands. It took a great deal of negotiating to convince my fellow gardeners to trust you with this power. Please do not prove this trust mistaken. Holy crap. Okay, Sim. Holy crap. What's his augmentation, though? AI construct. Yeah, he's an AI. So how could he possibly care for us? I have so many questions. Very complicated questions is what I have. I'm just trying to get to the boss event. I came here for a boss event. Which I'm assuming is what, the yellow marks are. I think it was over here? Uh-huh. Yeah, it is. Utopia has given you clearance to poke around the ruins in the secret valley. Stars, this place is neat. Diz thinks so too. At least we didn't have to climb back down again, he mutters. But you can tell he's excited. The buildings are arranged in a spiral formation around a central point. They're made of that oil slick obsidian, something that looks like petrified bone. and have parts missing where some other organic material has long since rotted away. It's all overgrown with vines and buried in shifting sands. You follow the spokes of the streets until you approach the center of the valley, where a large pyramid-shaped building sits surrounded by thumpers and a variety of other smaller buildings. Let's investigate the small buildings first. Smaller, more deteriorated pyramid buildings dot around the valley, purposes unknown. There are also dozens of little obelisks, a couple meters wide with a circular design on one side. You approach a random one of these on the edge of the valley. Like the door in Diz's monitoring station. You know what to do. You get right up close to the circle and touch it, and the iris doors slide open. And now you're looking through a large door into a small, featureless room. Quite small, quite featureless, totally dark, very creepy. But you can hear a faint hum. It's still powered? Yeah, let's go. Let's do this. Let's go. Eight. Unfortunate. Okay. That sucks. Okay. I think the best thing to do would be to do this. That at least gives us a pair. Oy. That really breaks things up. +1 for each gem on another card. These are really good. I want to save those. No. This is not great. Because that means I'd have to get like a 50-something, right? That yellow card's really screwing me. I have to get 40 somehow. Oh, I got rid of my gem card. I didn't even think. Yeah, that's only... I do have 10 of these. I don't know if I want to do that. Oh my god. That was rough. I had to use a lot of flowers for that. You walk in, Diz close behind, and suddenly the iris closes. The floor lurches and you're moving down. An elevator. The elevator squeals and grinds away like it hasn't been used literally thousands of years. It doesn't go far, then grinds to a halt. The iris opens to reveal a large room with obsidian walls, all convergent domain spaces. It's more cave than room, with stalactites everywhere, and giant lumpy mounds of fungus. You wonder if the obsidian stuff they built with melts over time, running and dripping in extreme slow motion. There are consoles on all the walls, like this is some kind of control room, just like in the monitoring station Diz found. Most of it is long, dark, and covered with a thick layer of dust, except one device with two weird, bony, knobby sticks poking out of it. Leave for now. We'll go back in. Because we don't want to touch the console, because Sid told us to only touch it if he was with us, so we know what touching the AI sticks does. Take a look at the thumpers. The 4 thumpers are in careful alignment, forming a square with a wide path between them and the pyramids in the center. One is almost totally reduced to rubble, none are still active. Check out the pyramid. You walk all around the massive pyramid, but you don't see any entrance into it. It's sealed tight. It vibrates with significance and looms hugely in your dream memories. You feel faint just being close to it, but Diz doesn't seem to feel anything. When he insists you give up and investigate something else, you don't complain. Okay. This must be something we have to come back to later, because I don't want to touch buttons at random. Maybe Sim will tell me what to do next. For now, I think that's all I want to do. So we'll go home. Kind of anticlimactic, but... You're browsing the colony bulletin board on your holopalm over breakfast when you notice a new post from Nami. It seems to be a short story. The title is Xenos to the Rescue. Oh boy. You open the story and read through it. Wow, it's actually pretty good. Nami did a great job of grounding the unrealistic premises of talking manticores with relatable characters in a strong emotional story. With your help on some of the finer details, Nami's written something that truly elevates the art form. You get the notification through your holopalm that you've received some kudos along with a message from Nami. Thanks for the help, Kita. Here are your royalties. Oh, it's so nice. She didn't have to do that. That's sweet. It's very sweet. Right. I want to go back out again. And this time I want to go to, excuse me, the new area. Hunt in the swamps. Whoa. Like, okay. It's very pretty, I love it. You look down at the drone rifle in your hands. This is the big leagues, finally. You're going to get out there and take the fight to the enemy. No messing around out there, Security Chief Rhett says. These animals are dangerous. They want to kill you. Probably as much as you want to kill them. Your job is to get them first. I don't want to kill them. Utopia sighs, and by no messing around, he means don't you go taking risks, she says. As head of expedition, she's technically in charge of you in the field. Though Rhett is the one who molded you for this. There will always be animals out there, but you're a lot harder to replace. And if you take down anything edible, she says, tag it for reclamation so we can bring it back to the colony. Vace is practically humming with excitement beside you. Rhett pairs you up to head out together, and Vace sighs. I don't need a buddy, he grumbles. No offense, Kita, but you'll only hold me back. Rhett shakes his head. You two are a good match, he insists. I want you to watch each other's backs out there. Stay with transceiver range of each other at all times. You might not always be able to reach the colony or Utopia, but you'll have each other. Never engage the enemy alone. I'll let you down, sir. You guess if Security Chief Rhett says you need to have a buddy, Vace isn't a bad choice. He's handy with a rifle, at least. Rhett takes off in his glider. Vace turns to you. You better keep up with me, he sneers. We might be stuck together, but that doesn't mean I need your help. I'm gonna get all the kills and all the kudos, so you just let me do all the work and stay out of my way. So the subaquacious swamps are especially dangerous, Utopia says. Something in the air makes the beasties here all kinds of fickle. Could be the storms, but normally docile creatures are a mite more aggressive. She bites her lip, and to be perfectly straight with you, there's some darn scary things out there in the swamps. It don't mean much love that we're sending you kids out into a little war zone, Utopia says. I've been to the swamps for all this war business, and it's a beautiful place even if it is real spooky. Hurts my heart to see soldiers tromping all over it. She summons up a smile, but I know you teenagers can be just as capable as adults when it comes to surveying and hunting. She says, you've got faster reflexes and stronger stamina than a lot of these old codgers. Just try not to take stupid risks out there, okay? Promise your honorary auntie. Vace scoffs. You're not my aunt, he mutters, and I don't need a coward telling me what I'm capable of. I hate you, Vace. I really do. The fact that you're my partner makes me sick. Actually, now we are out here and fighting stuff. I wonder if I should trade this over. There we go. Ooh, egg. Yeah. Honestly, I'm just trying to look around for stuff, see if I can find anything new. See if there is an event in this area, which there probably is. There usually is the first time we come here. Ooh. Oh, it's a hop eye. Hello. I love being able to bypass everything. It's great. Come on, Vace, keep up. Ooh, blueberry. Nice. What a beautiful map. Oh, and that's a manticore. Some dangerous shit out here. Good thing I can avoid it all. Who made these stairs? Just trying to get deeper into the forest and find out what stuff's in here, you know? Because after, I collect some things, I don't mind going back to the beginning of the map and activating some events. I just want to... Ooh, there is one. Hey, big guy, what's up? It's getting late, and you and Vace should be heading home soon. Then you spot it. There on a plateau, half a click away, glittering in the beam of blue evening sunlight, a Unisar. Huh, it looks lighter than the rest. You pull out your holoculars. This one has particularly beautiful coloring, a pale bluish white. The last rays of sunlight shimmering through its rainbow mane as it paws the ground and sniffs the air. You're drawn to its terrible beauty. The question is, when did it eat last? I'll hold off on that. Actually, no, I won't. Damn. So it's a 6, 7. Make this a 5. Actually, no, that would... I need a 3. Yeah. Okay, we need a 7. It's been a while since I've had an easy target like that. Plus 3 if in the first or last pane. There we go. 6. So we need a 3 to put there, which we do not have. Alright, well, I guess I'll just put this here. Actually, you know what? Why not just make it all... There we go. Yeah, we're real good with animals. Vace watches you, expecting something bad to happen. You approach very, very slowly, pausing for a few minutes at a time to get used to your scent. It takes you almost an hour to work your way up to the plateau, but when you do, the Unisar bows, seeming to accept you. What do? I'm not gonna kill it. I don't know if I want to capture it. Are they gonna hurt it? I don't know. Are they gonna hurt the poor thing? I don't know. Like, if we're gonna ride them like horses, that's fine. But, like, I don't know. I guess we'll try, see what happens. This beautiful wild beast is far from tame, and you wonder if this is the right thing to do. But you know if it was Vace's choice, you would just kill it, and surely this is more merciful. You have a moment where you look it in the eye and see intelligence. Murderous intelligence. But it actually follows you down the slope without any trouble at all. You get the sense that it's chosen you, or at least it's curious enough about you to want to learn more about you. You radio your dad to let him know you're bringing home a new Unisar. A Unisar, he chuckles. No idea what we're gonna do with one of those, but we'll figure it out. It sure looks like it trusts you, he continues. Make sure you come by geoponics to keep that bond up. We could use a hand with the other animals, too. I will. Yeah, we'll keep exploring. So many new events to check out. Like, there was something over here with, like, a manicore and stuff, like... Sup? You come across a grouchy, sick manticore. It's lost half its flowering mane, and it's all bare and mangy looking. It wobbles back and forth on its pointed feet. It growls, interrupted by the occasional cough. Oh, honey. Despite how fragile it looks, it still bares its teeth at you, and lowers its head like it still wants to fight. Easy kill. Vace mutters beside you, raising his drone rifle. I would personally try to soothe it. You approach the manticore slowly, making calming noises. It bobs and weaves a few times before lunging at you. Alright, well. All cards under 2 become 2. That's not a bad one to have. I guess we'll just use this one. For an old, sick manticore, the beast puts up a surprising amount of fight. Eventually, you manage to bring it down, but it's a close call. Vace insists you pose for a selfie with your trophy. This is not a proud killing, it was a sick manticore. I don't like him. I don't. A Unisaur has been following you and Vace from a distance. You see it now and then out of the corner of your eye. It doesn't seem to be aggressive, and looks recently fed, so it isn't hunting you for food. This is pretty unusual behavior for such a normally skittish creature. Befriend it. It doesn't act like a wild animal at all, more like an algorithm. It's not interested in your food, your soft cooing, nothing you can offer. It's unnerving and strange. It continues to back off and keeps a precise distance from you and Vace. When it sees you paying attention, it backs off further, then comes back to observe you. That's it, I've had enough of this, Vace says, shouldering his rifle. The presence of danger seems to unlock some new subroutine in the Unisaur's instinct. It charges you. I hate you, Vace. You could just leave the poor thing alone. You had to be aggressive. Animals feel that shit. Makes me so sad. I really hate aggressive people. I really do. I don't mean like people that are confrontational. That's sort of different. Let's use this one. Nah, doesn't really do anything. There we go. Because sometimes you need to confront people, like if they're doing something wrong and whatnot, but just to be aggressive to something because you don't understand it is so childish. It doesn't even defend itself. Bizarre. You and Vace kill it and it dies just like any other perfectly ordinary Unisaur. Too bad their meat is toxic to humans. Then it's a waste! An hour later, you notice a muck walker watching you from the water. It dives back under when you point it out to Vace, but a few minutes later it's back again. Ugh, I'm sick of being spied on, Vace exclaims. He stomps over to the water's edge, splashing up mud and brackish water. You think back to the monitoring station you found in the ridges with Diz, where you saw through a creature's eyes. Vace might be more right than he knows. Yep. Because from the sounds of it, from the explanation we got from the console, I'm sorry, the Overseer, it sounds like they can control animals, so... yeah. What's up with this? Electrical storms can be a real danger when you're slogging through the swamps, and not just because of the obvious. Something in the friction of electricity in the air draws previously unseen creatures to the surface. Their behavior is strange and unknown. Something like a giant electric eel has surfaced here, and is drifting a long antenna out of the water. It looks like it's trying to attract lightning. Maybe we should give it what it wants, Vace says, pulling on a pair of stun gloves and grinning sadistically. I hate you, Vace. No, just avoid it. You ignorant child. You and Vace are marching through a densely forested area. The droopy goop willows seem to be melting into one another, forming an impenetrable mass. You can barely see anything around you as you pick your way forward. You notice Sim hiding behind a tree. He puts his fingers to his lips and motions for you to come closer. Alright, I'll fall back. What's a nice human like you doing in a place like this? Sim says, smiling. I really do like Sim. He's funny. I thought you might like to know that you're about to be ambushed by a pack of Manicore, he continues. They've been tracking you and will pounce when you reach the clearing ahead. If you head west and across the river, they won't follow you. Don't warn Vace, get him killed. Alright, we'll avoid the Manticores. You tell Vace you see a better route on the other side of the river. He grumbles but agrees to change course. It's not really better, but at least there are no monsters over there. Thank you. Appreciate you, Sim. Thanks. The worst thing about hunting in a bog is, well, the bog. You're up to your knees in sticky, clinging mud, sucking at the bottom at your boots when you try to move. You're stuck. You poke at it with a stick, then lose the stick. How deep does this go? We'll build a bridge. You find some branches that seem light enough and strap them together using tall grasses, making a kind of raft. You drop it into the muck where it sits without sinking. Then you make a second raft. Walk to the end of the first and drop it down. Then you pick the first raft, walk to the second end and drop it down. Continuing this way with your two rafts, you and Vace are able to cross without getting wet. It takes forever, but it works. Yay. We're super smart. Vace couldn't have done that. I know. I kind of want to explore the other areas a little bit. Because I'm sure that I missed like some items. We have to come back here again, probably. I'm sure there's going to be another... Whoa. Alright, well, I'm going to trigger whatever that is. Give me a second. I'm going to pick up this log. Anything over here? No. Okay. Let me save before we trigger this. Because this is a solid faceless. Hey, oh, can I walk across these? No. Despite being told to watch your back, Vace has gone on ahead and probably found something to kill indiscriminately. Dad insults him more until he's left you with his heavy pack, like you were just here to carry his stuff. You hop and sling the pack on your shoulder, trying to follow Vace's tracks in the soggy ground. Your holopalm transceiver tells you he can't have gone that far. You're so absorbed in... What the hell is that? You were so absorbed in tracking Vace that you didn't notice something tracking you. What the hell is that? Is that what Sim is? Is that a gardener? It's pretty scary looking. It steps out from under the bog of a loop willow and blocks your path. There's something deeply unsettling about it. It's some sort of chimeric beast on its bottom half, wrapped in tattered strips of flesh, though from the torso up it looks almost humanoid. Complete with stars? Is it holding a weapon? Most upsetting is how its collarbone seems to unzip in a chaotic fleshy mess of teeth, revealing a neck of glistening sinew and muscle. Its insectoid face seems to truly see you, a shrewd intelligence in its milky eyes. They speak. It is a gardener! Oh. Oh no. This is Noctulant. Either Sim told us about this person, or Diz did, and I think they did not have nice things to say. I am Noctilucent, a gardener. Their voice is rough and wheezy, and they struggle to form the words as if their larynx was not designed for language. They take a deep, raspy breath. You are associate to the divergent process symbiosis. You are vermin, a weed. You do not belong in the garden. Wait, they know Sim? You bravely raise your eyes to their face, cataloging the ways you see the seed of Sim's slightly inhuman features staring back at you. Their hair is a bit like Sim's as well, as if it's actually alive somehow, waving in a wind that isn't there. Whatever they are, they wait patiently for your response. The delicate petal-shaped weapons in their hand hums ominously. You know what else I noticed? Doesn't their bottom half kind of look like a faceless one? They shapeshift. Why have you been trying to kill us? They laugh, you think. It's more like a crunching sound. It makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up. They seem to have exhausted their inability to maintain small talk with you. They continue regarding you, studying you. You try to look around them for Vace, but you realize if they're anything like Sim, they've orchestrated this meeting with you alone. They point the weapon at you and say, "Gun, you understand, I can kill you." Are you going to? Nocticulant pauses. No, they respond. Then, maybe. I'm not good at persuasion, but I do want to convince them that we don't have to fight. Ooh, 8, 5, 3. Pretty heavy cards, which are very nice. I don't know why this is suddenly wild. 4, 3. Something in the tone of your voice makes Noctilucent lower their weapon. How, they ask. Invasive species do not coexist with native ones. You counter their questions with some of your own, just trying to keep them talking while you gain some control over the situation. They share that they've been watching the colony since you landed, like any gardeners. At first they tried simply encouraging you to leave, and when that didn't work, they escalated to outright trying to kill you. The single organism is fragile. Noctilucent rasps. Many together are resilient. They narrow their eyes. Adaptable. Destructive. They gesture with the gun. The human hand is adaptable, they say, flexing a creepily human-looking hand for gripping like this weapon. But human technology, they continue disdainfully looking at the flower-shaped barrel, which isn't all that different from the rifle slung over your own shoulder. To you, everything is war. Eventually, Noctilucent's head jerks toward the forest, tracking the sound of Vace returning. They turn and disappear back into the trees, just in time for Vace to catch up. Where have you been? Vace says. If you can't keep up, just go home. Just stay home. So, not all gardeners are friendly. Noctilucent's disdain. -5 to non-strength neighbors. No, I'll stay silent. You shove Vace's heavy pack at him and tell him not to leave your sight. Are you scared? He teases. He doesn't even know what's out there. I can't wait for something to kill him, if I'm being very honest. That's a horrible thing to say about anybody, but with the way he talks and the way he asks, it's really just... Okay, let's see if we can buy Anemone a cake. Cake! How many cakes? Oh my gosh, there's only one cake. Is it like one per season, or is it like one per year now? Because... I have an egg. Well, will she take an egg? Screw you, Vace. Hey, Ian. Here's an egg. Oh, good. It gives as many points as a cake does. Cool, thanks, Sim says, taking the egg. I guess it is my birthday week. I kind of forgot. You find Vace in the garrison lounge holding court with a small group of young soldiers, listening to him tell a story about his latest expedition. He's gesturing animatedly with his arms and snarling like a beast. And then I shot it out of the soldering sky. Bam, bam. Vace finishes as you approach. The gathered crowd hoots and hollers for him, which he accepts magnanimously. Looking around, you see that it's mostly his Helio crew. You can tell from their uniformly close-cropped hair and their perfect posture, but there are some faces you recognize from the colony. Anemone is here, and she shoots you a little wave. Yeah, sure, what the fuck not? You loudly boast that Vace's story is nothing, and walk right into the crowd of listeners. Well, let's not belittle him. I wouldn't. All eyes turn towards you, including Vace, who is regarding you with a mixture of annoyance and interest. You tell them about the time. Battled the mighty Liar Flower. Fought during the fall of the Strato. You tell the story of the attack that destroyed the original colony when you were 14 and how you charged bravely in the battle instead of hiding with the other kids. Everyone listens with rapt attention as you describe the pitched battle, especially when you really lay on the gore. Damn, Vace says, clearly impressed. You must be the coolest person on this whole podpunk planet. Vace's friends laugh, while the colonists look at each other and smile awkwardly, already not wanting to disagree with Vace, all except for Anemone, who joins in and laughs the loudest of all. Vace kicks out another stool from his table. Well, Hero, come sit beside the king. I hate you, Vace. I really do. I do not like him. I so much do not like him. I don't like him for the same reason I don't like Mars. You put him and Mars together and they're perfect for each other. I don't know why Anemone's coming after this guy. Mars and Vace live on their own gosh darn planet. I'm sorry for anybody that likes those characters. I'm sure that if you get to know them and they have character growth, they get better. But at this moment in time, I really don't like them. You take a seat beside Vace. He crosses his arms and sits back, looking at you appraisingly. I didn't think this colony made them like you, he says. I thought you were all farmers and hippies, but you I like. You've got a warrior's soul. The other Heliopause teenagers look at you approvingly. The only thing this colony is good for is sport. I can't wait to get out there and shoot some aliens. Just looking for violence. It's not a video game. Vace says he bangs on the table with his fist. Those null shits aren't gonna know what hit them. You think you're a real hot stuff, huh? Hot shot, sorry. I don't really. I would never say this. No. I'm sorry. If you take what you want by force, you do not have my respect. I let him get what he wants. Screw that. Can't kill aliens. This is their home. Well, you can. If they're attacking us. So... there's a middle line here, you know? I don't want to antagonize him. I'm certainly not going to flirt with him. One, I would never get between Anemone and what she wants, but also, I don't like him at all. He makes me sick. Yeah, I'm gonna stick to it. I don't really give a fuck. You can't kill the aliens. This is their home. I knew he wasn't gonna like that. Vace's lips curl as snort. But Vace's lips curls as snorts. Do you nullheads want to live here or not? It's not going to be your home unless you make it yours. He doesn't look happy that you challenged him in front of his friends. I don't care. You and Vace talk a while longer. Well, mostly he talks while you and his friends listen. Yeah, he likes to be the center of attention, I bet. Eventually, the little crowd breaks up as people move on to their other duties. Vace says goodbye to all the Heliopause soldiers by name, and the colony ones too. Anemone lingers a little longer than the rest. He reaches out to her and they grasp forearms. He pulls her down for a kiss. I'll see you later, babe, he says. Anemone one-ups him, sliding into his lap and kissing him deeply. None if I find you first. Vace laughs and swats her butt when she gets up to leave. I would kill this man. Eventually, it's just the two of you left. Vace stands up and puts his hands on his hips, surveying the garrison, his kingdom. Oh yeah, I bet he thinks it is. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm being so aggressive right now. All we did on the Heliopause was train for this exact moment, he says. We were literally made for this. We're the best of the best. I'm sure you think you are. He leans into your space and fixes you with a wolfish smile, which makes me the best thing to happen to this planet since it started shitting out oxygen. Don't you forget it. Are you flirting with me? Why are you in my space? Also, you just did a very romantic thing with Anemone. Why are you in my space? I'm also super not interested. Oh, I would have so many things to say to this man. So many things to say. So upset. Like, oh, I would become a soldier just to be able to beat him up. Oh, Tan, please. Tan's cold, but I can deal with cold. I can't deal with ignorant. Save over help. You spot Tang heading behind the engineering wing and follow, only to find she's disappeared. Then you look up and see an access ladder leading to a maintenance platform by the engine's turbines long silent and starting to rust. Oh god, your eyes? Is it your eye? You climb up to the platform. Tang's there lying on her back staring at the sky. A hatch beside her leads back into engineering. That must be how she knows about this place. She doesn't acknowledge you until you're almost standing over her, your shadow fighting the overcast light. She blinks with the sluggishness of someone who's only just remembered it's a necessity, and licks her lips before she speaks. Do they need me in there? You shake your head and Tang doesn't sigh in relief exactly, though her eyes slip closed again. Good, she murmurs. It's all too much right now. I thought... Her mouth twitches. I don't know what I thought. I don't know what I'm doing up here. What's going on, Tangent? Tang huffs a small laugh and folds her hands over her stomach. You know, I think I may be burned out or depressed. In Earth movies, depressed teenagers would sneak out onto the rooftop, she says. I confess I don't think I see the appeal. Maybe it would be better if I had alcohol or cigarettes. She shakes her head. Blinking out your mind with substances is what my mom used to do. Not me. You want to talk about it? Tang smiles, self-effacing, and doesn't look at you. I don't think so, she says. Maybe. Will you sit with me? You lie down beside Tang and watch the gentle revolution of the sky for a few minutes. You can feel the caginess seep out of Tang as you lie there in silence, until she finally speaks. Do you ever think about humanity? She asks slowly. All the time. I have aliens telling me we don't deserve to live here, so I have to think about it quite a bit, actually. Humans are such gorgeous, glorious, beautiful, utterly self-destructive things. Yes, we are, she continues. They only ever create by destroying, and in return they hasten their own demise. Tang finally looks at you, her hollow eye lighting up in her cheekbones. She looks gaunt. It was the belief in human supremacy and unchecked innovation that doomed humankind on Earth, she says. Does it seem we're going down the same path here on Vertumna? I believe we can do better. -1 help Tangent. Tang takes a deep breath and lets it all out. I think so too. I just don't know how. I don't know if any of us do. We're only human. Sometimes I wonder, she continues, then pauses. Sometimes I wonder why we even sent humans to explore space. Given our track record, you would think perhaps an artificial intelligence would have been wiser. No ego to get in the way, no questions about ethics or morality. After all, we learned in Earth history that when human colonists traveled from Europe to the Americas, they nearly killed everyone who already lived there because they spread disease. Tang looks at her hands. I just can't help but wonder if we're doing the right thing. The hatch to the laboratory clangs open and Tang jumps. There you are, Instance says, just her head and shoulders visible through the hatch. Have you finished recalibrating the strand sequencer yet? Tang scrambles to her feet and brushes off the seat of her pants. No, not yet, she says. I was waiting on the results from BH4316 and... Instance clicks her tongue against her teeth and raises a hand to interrupt Tang. They're ready, she says. I need the sequencer ready for the G4100 samples. Her eyes flick to you. If you're done, she adds icily. You need to back off, Instance. Yes, ma'am. Tang says, cowed, and slides into the hatch after Instance. Her head disappears past the roofline. You catch a fleeting hint of an expression on her face you can't name. I don't understand... the it doesn't matter, this is our home bit, because that seems very irresponsible to me. To say something like that. Our actions don't matter because this is our home. If we want to destroy, that's what our right. No. That's so irresponsible. There are more things than just us that live on this planet now. Go ahead and rest. And we have a Unisar now, so let's go rest in the garden area. Relax in the park. You and Cal go for walks with your Hopbites or Hopsalot. Cal loves the little creature, and they love him right back. They must instinctively know that Cal is a safe person. Cal scritches Sir Hopsalot's chin. You're so lucky to have a little friend. Ah, thanks. Do I want to keep... Yeah, it's got a gem. Oh, it's Virtumnalia already? Holy crap. This year's Virtumnalia is ushered in with a big military band, horns and drums supplemented by recordings of parade music from Earth. Governor Lum strides out of command on a grand red carpet and ascends the stage to a raucous applause. Thank you, everyone, he calls out over the din. Look at you, look at this colony. Finally, truly united. No, we aren't. All it took was a common enemy, he declares. I look at you beautiful people, you strong people, you good human people, and I see a fire in your eyes. I see courage in your hearts. I see a colony that's ready to win. I see a colony that's here to stay. Vertumna, do you hear me? He raises his arms and roars. Do you hear me, Vertumna? We humans aren't going to hide anymore. This is when they burst through our walls and just start screwing us up. Lum gestures for Security Chief Red to join him on stage, then continues. The original fugitive colonists got it wrong. In Roman mythology, Vertumnus was the god of cultivation, not a rampant chaotic growth. He clenches his hands into a fist. We need to clear the field before we can plow it. Vertumna won't be safe for human life until the aliens are eradicated. You are so wrong! Red crosses his arms and nods in agreement. Maybe there's more to this plan than Lum is letting on. I'm so nervous. Lum descends from the stage and does a receiving line of handshakes and fist bumps. In the vacuum left by his presence, Chief Administrator Seek takes a podium and clears their throat. Ahem, I want to announce that this will be the last year the festival contest will be held. What? A sound of protest rises from the crowd, and near the front, Lum just shrugs theatrically and mouths, not my fault. Seek looks down at him pointedly, then continues, This war will use our colony's resources at a tremendous rate, including the most valuable time. Lum takes the stage again and soothes the crowd. I do have some good news, he declares. Starting today, the colony's going to be granting requests from people who want to have children. Excuse me, fuck, what? A happy murmur burbles through the crowd. Yes, that's right. It's time to start on the next generation of Vertumnans and secure a future for our children. Lum pumps his fists in the air. Humans, humans, humans. I'm only gonna be 18. That's way too young. Maybe I'm from a different time or a different situation, but I feel like that's too young still. We don't even have a partner to do that with. Anyway, about this war on nature. I think it's stupid, Cal says immediately. I know survival is important, but we have to kill things to survive here. Mars rolls her eyes. Duh, of course you'd think that, she mutters. Personally, I think Lum is a total nullhead. He's not that much older than me. What is he, like 24? And everyone listens to him? She flips her hair over her shoulder. Should they listen? They should listen to me instead. You think that about everybody, Mars. Finally, you're all called to participate in the games. The last ones maybe forever. If this war on nature ever ends, you'll probably be an adult. As your friends all separate into their usual games, you realize that this may be the last time that you just get to be kids. What do you choose? I'm choosing what I've always chosen. Trivia. I love the sentence. Tangent is out for blood this year. She snaps at everyone who tries to talk to her before the trivia begins, and complains that she's been cramming so hard on pop culture that she feels like her brain is about to explode. Meanwhile, Nami Nami just bobs along to the music and their hair speak as they wait, totally unbothered. Let's go. Excuse me. 3. Alright. 6. 5. 4. 3. Alright. 9. 5, 4. Heck yeah. Let's go. 1 every single year. Tang's cramming clearly paid off for her. She's strong competition until the category about old Earth slang, where you clearly pull ahead. You snatch victory from her clutches, and she grudgingly accepts your superiority in all things trivia. After this festivities, everyone is supposed to take a few days vacation. You and your friends relax, but the adults move around the colony like ants in a hive, fortifying the walls and preparing for the human offense against the planet. I'm just saying, I think we have more important things to worry about than kids. That's all. That's all I'm saying. I am all about having children. I just feel like some things should get solved before people consider that. I hope Vace doesn't pressure Anemone or anything, because I can totally see that happening. And that would bother the hell out of me. Cal waves at you as you enter the garden, leaning on his shovel. Hey, Kita, he calls, but his eyes look past you down the path to where Anemone is beating the absolute tar out of a training dummy. Her fierce battle cries echo across the colony, making Cal wince. She's been going totally hard lately, huh? He says. He scratches his face, smearing dirt across his cheek. She asked me yesterday if I wanted to spar with her. She said it would be good for self-defense. Cal smiles sadly at the memory. I told her I don't want to fight. Not her, not a training dummy, and not anything on this planet, for real. I've never seen her get so mad at me. She called me a baby and told me I'm just gonna end up forcing everyone to protect me because I'm weak or helpless or whatever. He seems upset and stabs the ground a few times with a shovel. I don't think it's right to fight anyone, especially the Xenos. They were here first, he says. What do you think, Kita? I know what he wants me to say. He wants me to say violence is never the answer. I'm going to say sometimes you don't have a choice, that you do need to defend yourself. The faceless were going to kill us regardless of anything, you know? Sometimes you don't have a choice. Geez, you sound like an adult, Cal grumps. They always try to tell us to see both sides of an argument, but I tried and He shrugs. I just think if you have to hurt someone to get what you need, you don't deserve to have it. What if your loved ones are in danger? I mean, that's totally scary, but you kind of shouldn't be putting your loved ones in situations where they could be in danger in the first place. Bro, we literally have people breaking down into our colony every glow. We didn't tell them to come. We didn't put ourselves in danger. They literally came to us. What if your life depends on it? How is that fair? Their life depends on it too, Cal retorts. You can't just decide that you get to live and they don't. They don't get to decide that either. What if they attack you first? Cal throws his arm up in disgust. If something attacks you first, you probably did something wrong. Maybe you shouldn't keep going places where things want to attack you. Bro, we went through how many glows, and you're saying this now? Are you serious, Cal? He's being incredibly naive. I'm not saying violence is always the answer or anything, but this is ridiculous. I understand his point of view. Where's the middle ground here? I understand his point of view. I do. No one wants to kill anything, but it's... You don't... Sometimes people are gonna go fight you because they think your existence is wrong, like in this situation, like glow season. You have no choice but to defend yourself. You didn't go out of your way to look for that danger. It came to you. He's being incredibly naive. Yeah, no, I'll be upfront with him. You're being naive. You tell him sometimes you just have to fight. Nope, Cal says. Nope, nope, nope. Nobody's life is worth more than anyone else's life. It doesn't matter if they're human, Xeno, or anything else out there. We all need to live in peace. Not everybody is going to agree with that, and when people don't agree and they attack you, you need to be able to defend yourself. I didn't think that was such a hard concept to understand. He just seems to be rejecting any concept of it. His eyes go back to Anemone. She's stopped sparring with the training dummy and is looking up at the gardens as she drinks. Neither she nor Cal wave at each other. Cal has such strong convictions. It's one of the things you like best about him, even if you don't always agree with them. I suppose. Like, he's welcome to have his opinions, I just hope it doesn't get him killed. You spend a few hours following Cal through the garden. The adults have given him a portion of land to plan out for the next planting season. It's a big responsibility, but instead of feeling proud, you can tell Cal's a little distracted by your conversation. He keeps looking over in Anemone's direction, but she seems determined to ignore him. When you finally head out, you're just as dirty as he is. The dirt sticks under your nails no matter how many times you wash your hands. Like, I really care about Cal, I really do. It's just... my dude, you can't... there are exceptions to every situation. I get pacifism, I do, but like... for the same reason, like, I'm scared for pacifists in a dangerous situation, because sometimes they still won't fight even if their life is on the line, and it's scary. So I'm going to have to end the video here. It's getting really late for me, and I'm over the hour mark. So I will see everybody in the next video, and yeah, I hope you guys are liking everything so far. What do you think about Cal's point of view? What do you guys think's happening with Tangent? Because I really don't know. But yeah, I'll see everybody in the next video. What's your opinion of Vace? I really don't like him. I don't know if you guys could tell, but that's my opinion. Yeah, bye guys.